Welcome to the Your Peak Life podcast. Let's conquer the summit of life and reach the apex of our potential.
All right, everybody, welcome to another episode of Your Peak Life. Julian Rivera, Edwin, LJ, Edgar, and we got the one and only, your local's favorite, Shaggy. What's good, man?
I have gray hair now.
Yes, on camera. I mean, you have a face for radio, but you have a face for TV too, so that's a good thing.
At least you have hair. Three out of five of us are not doing so well.
And he's getting a haircut later. That's crazy.
I was telling him if Lice had a survival show, it'd be in his head.
Well, Edwin goes, man, I almost gave you a quarter when you walked in earlier. I was like, damn, bro. Like, I know, I've been busy. I've been busy. Like, good Lord.
Yo, but Shaq, thanks for being here today, bro. We appreciate it, man.
Thanks for having me.
No, definitely. And, you know, we talk a lot about your peak life. It's not just real estate, because obviously us in here are real estate professionals. You're obviously not a real estate professional, but just in case you don't know who this guy, let me hype him up a little bit. So 24 years on the radio?
Yes, sir.
All right. You just re-signed a 3-year deal, which is dope. Just so you know, when you're in entertainment industry, specifically TV or radio, you do contracts. Okay. So he's like LeBron, continuously just staying in there, spending $1 million on his body every year to stay in the game, right? I'm exaggerating on that part. But he's also the #1 radio host, morning show in the market, and has been doing that for a long damn time. You got a good crew. Obviously, you're one of many, but you are the voice of Virginia Beach of the 757. You have been since your days of graduating after PA high school.
Yeah,
I
appreciate it.
Tell us your story, like just how you got it. I know the story, but I want our audience to know how you just got to where you're at.
I tricked a lot of people.
Smart.
I tricked them all. It's crazy. Princeton High School graduate in 2000. Didn't know what I wanted to do. I was really into music, but I was DJing.
At Haygood, right?
Yeah, I was DJing Haygood. I was DJing at Crocs.
Yeah.
I was DJing at Club Rogues, Shadows, Septembers,
Yep.
The Alley, Knickerbockers.
Yes, sir.
Gary's. I mean, I was there. And when I got out of high school, I was like, well, I'm just making good money just DJing, you know? And I was friends with Teddy Riley, and because Teddy Riley's studio was right next door to the high school, and I played basketball with his nephews, and we were just all really close. And Teddy was like, you want to do some shows? And I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, when we go here or here, do you want to do some after parties and DJ? And I'm like, sure. That led me to meeting a bunch of celebrities that I played their music. And then he knew Don London, who is my boss currently.
Shout out to Don.
Yeah. And Don was like, we need a young kid who really knows the market, knows music. And when they were in the Spirit of Norfolk, Black Sheep was doing a show with Z104.
Mm-hmm.
And so Teddy was like, I got the guy. So Teddy called my phone. We actually had Nextel chirp phones. Yeah. So he was like, so I'm at the oceanfront surfing. I'll never forget, I was at 72nd Street. And I get done. And he's like, hey, I got this opportunity for you. Do you want to work mornings at Z104? I said, absolutely not. Because I just got out of high school. I didn't want to wake up early and all that. And then he's like, no, it's a good opportunity for you. And then I went there, and they were like, hey, we're just going to let you intern for a little bit. You don't have a college degree, and because you're friends with Teddy, we're just going to let you hang out for 2 weeks, and we'll get rid of you. And that really made me mad, because I was like, oh, so you're doing it's like I'm a charity case.
Yep.
And then I was like, I'm gonna prove all you people wrong.
Right.
So now I'm still there.
That's an awesome story.
I'm still there.
That's an awesome story.
Yeah.
So I got a quick question. I earlier when I seen you, I don't remember a time. I've been here since '97. I got here when I was 18. When I started clubbing, I was 21. That's right around 2000 when you were into the scenes.
Yeah.
And all those clubs I went to, Shadows was my spot, Knickerbockers was my spot, Rogues,
Bro,
tons of memories, right? How have you seen the Hampton Roads change since you first started on the radio to where we are at right now in 25?
We have a long way to go, but we're way more accepted. When I started DJing, the clubs would they would let me play hip hop because I was a white dude. But they were never going to let an African-American DJ come in there. And nowadays, that whole barrier has come completely down. I mean, there were clubs, I'm not going to say their names, that would legit say, you can't play rap music after a certain time.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And I'm not going to say any names because I'm not here to do that. But that was 2001, 2002.
Right.
And then they would make you change the music if it got, in their eyes, a different demographic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I would argue with these club owners, and Julian, you're a DJ, you've seen it. I would argue with these club owners and go, listen, hip hop music isn't just for African Americans. Go to a concert, you're going to see mostly white girls. Nowadays, that barrier is so gone, and we still have a good ways to go. But that ratio, especially in Virginia Beach, was literally known for not letting African American. I mean, I would watch people at the door. I'm like, he's dressed great. Why can't he get in?
I went to 21 Savage concert last year.
At the amphitheater. It was all white girls.
Yes.
Yes.
Did not expect
Yes.
this. I was like,
I was with my
not the crowd I expected.
I took my
at
kids.
21
I took
Savage.
my kids. I'm like, this is Cox High School, Kellum High School, and Ocean Lakes. Every single kid that goes to those schools, and my kids are 15 and 12, and they were in heaven.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm standing there going, wow, it was 18,000 people, and it was literally all high school white girls.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy.
So that's what I just think that we have changed
Wild.
narratives of being more accepting. We still have a long way to go, though. Don't get a trip. Like, we do.
I have the perspective for the Latino community. Like when I came here in 97 to where the Latino community is today is, 180.
Yeah.
I mean, we have, I remember there was one Puerto Rican restaurant in 2000.
Right.
Right now we have everything, Peruvian, Colombian, Mexican, Puerto Rican, Dominican. Just that demographic has changed just substantially.
But it's great.
Absolutely.
Because that's really what Hampton Roads is. I mean,
Facts.
we're such a transit market.
So diverse.
Yeah, and people, no one, I mean, it's funny. Like I said, Julie and I have been in clubs forever. It was funny when you would get on the microphone and say, shout out to Atlanta, and everyone would scream, shout out to, if you said Virginia, it was like less than 1% would scream because no one was from Virginia. But people come here and then they leave and then they end up moving back here because they love it. And like I said, I think there's still certain parts of the area that still need to grow, but I think we can get there.
I agree.
I really do.
I mean, too, in that time frame, we had so many people. We can call them legends now in my world, at least in the music world, during that late 90s, early 2000s that are still relevant to this day in some degree. Obviously with the Pharrells, the Missies, the Timbos, the Teddys, and they've put other people on to really get us on the map. So that helped us, in my eyes, just grow because there was a time, and you know this, in the 2000s where like 1 out of 5 songs was a Pharrell or Timbaland song. That was on the top 10.
They owned like 60% of the Billboard at one point.
Yes.
And then when you watch even Pharrell's movie, the Piece by Piece movie, when we were in high school, you maybe had 1 or 2 black kids that skateboarded.
Yeah.
Now
it's
so, but it's not even frowned upon. Like it's so normal for people just to be what they want.
I went to Bros Tacos and I had tacos with Pusha T. Ran into him.
Yeah, and it's all love. It's all love. But literally years ago, Pusha couldn't get into a club, and it made national news.
Yes.
Now again, no
names,
shots,
but it's all the news.
But it was national news
Yes.
that
Really?
he wasn't able to get into a club in Virginia Beach, even though they were playing his music inside.
Yes, literally.
But now
Damn.
it's open door.
Yeah.
It's open door.
Now, someone, and I'm curious about this. Obviously, I get to sit down with somebody who's been in this long in the radio. When satellite radio and all that stuff started coming in, and everything started going nationwide.
Yep.
Did you foresee it getting that big? Like,
Julian, were you working with us about that time?
Yeah, when the whole
Well,
So-
iHeart, right?
Well, no, that's different company, but more so like when the XM Sirius and all that stuff started coming out, it was a different vertical. For
it was like
Yeah.
for example, I'm from Los Angeles, so like Big Boy, the Baker Boys,
Right.
and all those people.
Yeah.
That's who I grew up with in LA, and then now I'm listening to them in Arizona,
wherever
and
you go.
different- Yeah.
So I think what happened is it's just like in real estate and podcasts and sneakers, whatever. The average person literally has a mind capacity of like 3 to 4 things. You're in your car, you got your kids screaming, you're going through a traffic light. Did you get your breakfast? Did the kids have their shoes? Satellite XM radio is a great idea if you travel. If you live and you work 15 minutes, most people don't even know in their car they have 10 presets. Usually they just do 1 through 5. They don't even know there's another button that goes 6 through 10.
Yeah.
So XM and satellite is good if you're, and again, this is not me like dogging it, but there's a reason why they both came out and then they merged into one.
Correct.
Yep.
And then who wants to pay for something you get for free?
Yeah.
Correct.
Like,
and
you
not
can-
only that, it goes out when I go under a bridge. Or
Correct.
something.
And so now again, if you're traveling a lot and you're really down with this local radio show from Bakersville, California, or whatever, I don't even know if that's a real place, but it sounded cool.
It is.
Yeah, cool. Then but like if you usually people buy houses, and y'all know this. Tell me if I'm wrong. Usually they buy houses close to where they work or close to where their kids or their life is. You know what I mean? It's a 15, 20-minute drive. You're not going to go through 17 radio stations in 15 minutes, maybe 2. Maybe.
Yeah,
You can listen to your favorite radio station. When they
It's
go to
really
commercials, you're going to turn it to the next
back
one.
and forth. Yep.
And then your kids are yelling at you or whatever, and then you turn it down because you're going to tell them to
As I'm pulling into the parking spot, I
That's
turn
it.
down for whatever reason.
That's it, man.
You got to focus. You got to
never-
focus on that.
I never
parking.
even thought of that.
It's the
Yeah,
psychology
that's it.
behind
You got
it.
15
yo.
minutes, man. You got 15 minutes in your car to get somebody to listen. So
That's it.
you have about 3 songs plus some chatter. So if out of the 3 songs you play, if 2 of them don't catch your attention, I've lost you.
Yeah.
I've lost you. You know, and that's why commercials are cool. But if you listen to every radio station has different commercial times. We try to counteract. So if you listen to one of your favorite radio stations in a commercial, guaranteed my station's not in commercial because I'm trying to counter program them.
Yep. It's all
That
the
is
psychology
true.
behind it.
Yeah.
That is true.
Yeah, so that's so XM is like I said. My dad listens to the Elvis radio station. It's that and Motown. But again, like he's old school. That's what he wants to listen to. But if there was a radio station that came on that played all Motown music, that's what he would listen to.
It's like there's something kind of going back to what you said. Over the times that you've been there, you've seen syndicated radio become a bigger thing.
Sure.
Syndicated radio, you're listening to other stations in other areas in the local market that they're not here. They're in Cali or wherever the case may be. Now with these little things, every radio station that's worth anything has created their apps so you can have that different way of listening. So when you're on the go, you don't have to rely on just that local FM frequency or AM frequency, whatever you're doing.
Well, and I guess the other point is, as somebody who is employed by whatever radio station, as you see these nationwide stations coming over your area and taking some of your slots also.
Yeah, so
it's kind of where I was getting at. Where you
Yeah,
might
so
be
I
worried.
think the problem with that is I've been at my morning show, which is Shaggy and Friends, and it used to be Z Morning Zoo. We've been offered or asked about syndication. It sounds good. Here's the issue with syndication. One is if Julian's neighborhood right now, and I'm not saying this is going to happen, a tornado hits, like the tornado hit something in the water weekend at Great Neck, tore up all those houses. Your syndicated radio station is not going to talk about it, nor they're going to come. So you can love them all you want, but the station that's in New York and Atlanta could care less about what happened on Great Neck Road.
correct.
Yep.
Okay, so the more radio stations syndicate to save them money, because that's all it is, it's money saved. Because those stations they're probably getting $500 to $1,000 extra, if that. Okay, so you got a radio station that has no local talent on, and it's all syndicated, but it's people from New York, LA, Atlanta. Wait till something goes left. Wait till there's something wrong at a high school.
Yep.
Wait till a new business wants to come in and get some people in the doors, but they want some local chatter. You're not going to get it with the station from New York.
Yep.
They could care less.
That's very true.
That's the problem, and that's where people, especially in this market, and Julian, you did radio, local radio and local talent will always beat national
Facts.
because we're such a local-driven area.
Interesting.
It's one thing that you're doing, like you're educating people that listen to consumer size. And I was on programming and I was on sales side in that building. So I got to understand it from both ends. But when we do it with our clients on a buyer and a seller, majority of people are going to move how many times? 5 times in their lifetime, give or take, right?
Maybe, yep.
So we do this on a daily basis. So what Shag's doing now is kind of just, wow, like you said, I didn't even think about it that way. It's the same light bulb moments that we give to our buyers and our sellers because they didn't think about it that way.
This is what I tell people when it talks about radio, and I really, and Julian, this is my first time ever doing a podcast. When people come to me and go, hey, how are you going to compete against Steve Harvey?
Yeah.
How are you going to compete against Breakfast Club or Bobby Bones? I can't outbeat them. They have 19 people on their morning show, and they have $1 million budget, and they can call Kevin Hart tomorrow. I'm going to out-local them.
Right.
They're never going to beat me locally, ever. But they can have Jay-Z on tomorrow. Could care less. They're not going to out-local me. They're not going to. I'm going to go on the radio and say, guess what I'm doing later this afternoon? I'm going to Chicho's Pizza in Townsend and have a slice of pizza. I know it sounds corny, but the average person in their car go, oh, I love Chicho's.
It's relatable.
I've been there.
Yeah.
I know what it is. But they listen to Jay-Z talk about his 40-40 club while they're in New York City. It doesn't hit.
Nobody cares.
Doesn't hit, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's interesting because when we put it onto a real estate spin of things, most people die where they grew up. So it's within
1000%.
something like 15 miles, and it's
Bro, I bought a house in the neighborhood I grew up in.
exactly
Right.
So like having somebody like you, or just a local radio station in general, knowing about whether it's Chicho's or the local artist that is coming up,
Yeah.
for instance, as opposed to the 44 Club or whatever's going on, or God forbid something hits.
And some of those interviews are incredible. I watch them. I watch them. I don't listen to them.
Yeah.
They're on the radio, but then they put it out a day or two later, and I go back on YouTube and watch it.
Facts. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I will say you have one of the most unique voices.
Yeah.
Like I can hear when we're talking, that's all I hear is
And I have a speech
You are
impediment,
the
man.
radio man.
Yeah.
Shaggy's
I was in speech
voice,
class
yours.
until like I was a junior in high school.
Just close your eyes and keep talking.
I couldn't say
Yeah,
certain
right.
words, and then when I started DJing, I wouldn't talk on the microphone because I was like, I hate my voice. And then now I get paid to
do so.
To really screw up words.
That is ironic.
Yeah.
So wait, so you've been now, 20 plus years.
Yep.
How many contracts have you signed in that time? But before you answer that one, this is your peak life. I think after a while you realize this is what you want to do for a long time. But what kept you in the game, and most importantly, kept you staying here instead of going to a top 25 market, top 10 market, or something like that? Because we fluctuate between market 45 and 48 based on whatever numbers. We're definitely a top 50 market considering the entire Hampton Roads area.
Sure.
But what just kept you here year after year with those opportunities?
So it's going to sound super. So contract-wise, I think I've done maybe six or seven, because it's like every 3 or 4 years.
Okay.
I can't remember COVID if they just hey, we're not doing anything. We're just going to keep you on your contract. This is definitely the best contract I've ever signed.
Got you. Good.
I finally got the contract that they should have gave me 15 years ago.
Finally.
Shout out to Pharrell, because he came to my radio station and literally told Z104 on the radio, you paid the guy. I don't know if you heard it, but
I
he
did.
pay him or he's walking, and I was scared. I'm like, don't say that. I
I don't want to go anywhere.
I don't have children.
bills
But and what kept me here, it's crazy because it's going to sound super lame, but I was so ahead of my thinking going, I can go to a top 10 market, but then I'm dealing with Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Then I'm dealing with the Chicago Bulls. Then I'm dealing with Kobe Bryant. Meaning, like, I can go to a top 10 market, but I'm dealing with real A-list celebrities.
Yeah.
I'm just going to be another radio guy
Yeah.
that just says a funny joke. Or I can stay here and really brand myself and go to every event, go every community give back, do every charity thing. And really make a difference where people come up to me 10 years later and say to me, you did this or you did that, or you've helped, my kids on Christmas. You know what I mean? Like, it's not about being a celebrity. It's about knowing my worth and knowing that I would get lost. I mean, you said Big Boy. Big Boy's a legend. I mean, he's literally a legend in radio. But right now, I bet you we can't name another DJ in the last 10 years as big as Big Boy on the West Coast, because it's not. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's
No,
really hard
yeah.
to get to that point.
Yeah, and I grew up in that market,
Right.
so that's where I got to see, like
Big
I
Boy's
said,
a legend.
Big Boy, the Baker Boys, they became bigger than whatever. And at the time,
And again, that's when the rappers were putting them in videos and stuff. I mean, it was
Yeah.
a lot.
and that plays into
Yeah.
that, where we have all the artists coming through there
Right.
versus a Virginia Beach
Yeah.
market or Hampton Roads market, which is a lot smaller. You don't have all those people rolling through
No.
there. And
it helped when Pharrell they were here because they would come here and record, but now they're gone.
yeah, but Pharrell and all those people, they still pour into the community, and I see it from a person that's not from here.
Right.
And then now Veterans Arena, like every arena, and not only the arenas. I mean, I just this past year I started going to the free concerts out on the beach. I didn't even know about those.
Yep.
I was like, man, this is
so
a dope place.
A lot of those are the local talent as well, which is the people that he's plugging as well, as opposed to any of those other syndications that you could be listening to. So
yeah,
he's
like
gonna
I was.
know.
Thank you. I mean, I was watching Juicy J on the beach.
And that's a thank to him because he gave me the call. You see what I'm saying?
I had you DJ.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So like I could have left. I had a job offer in Miami probably about 10 years ago, and I in quality of life.
Yeah.
Like, do I want to raise my kid? No, none against Miami, none against. But do I want to raise my kids there, or do I want to raise them in here where I know everybody, I know the schooling,
Yeah.
my parents live here? It just was easier.
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
And now I'm here. I ain't going nowhere.
No. Now you're at a point now. It's like you've already branded yourself too much. It'd be dumb to leave. To be fair.
Yeah, and I'm 42, and I could do top 40 radio. I mean, Elvis Duran does top 40 radio, and he's in his mid-50s.
Yeah.
I just want to do radio as long as I'm having fun.
Right.
If I'm having fun, I'll keep doing it. But when it turns into a job, and when radio comes in and tells me I can't do things for the community, I know that sounds super corny, which will never happen. But
No.
the day I can't be out in the community, and they're just like, hey, just show up and play a song and say a joke, I'm out. Yeah, I'm out.
I mean, community. That's half your name right there, because not just the local talent and putting them on shows like your Shag Fest, which is legendary to this day. But how many years of Stuff the Bus have you been doing now?
It'll be 20 this coming year. So we just did 19
That's
years.
awesome.
And
That's
so
awesome,
If you had to
man.
put a number behind that, okay, so a number behind it, how many buses in the 19 years thus far have you filled?
100, more than 100.
Has to be more than
Yeah,
100. I was there for a lot of those. Like
Yeah, I
there was
mean,
way
2
more
years
than
ago,
that.
before COVID, we were doing 35 buses full.
So way more than 100.
Yeah.
There's just no way around it.
Yeah, I suck at
Wow.
It's a,
barely. I told you, man.
That's what Prince is saying, bro.
Yeah,
It's all right.
PA's
It's,
education didn't do me well. But yeah, again, Julian, all these guys. When I'm out in public with my kids, do I want to be the guy that people go and say he's a jerk or he said something on the radio that was disrespectful? Or do I want to be the guy that the people come to me in front of my kids and say, hey, can I get a picture? Hey, you're awesome. Hey, you're nice. My kids are 15 and 12 now, so I do 90% of it, 99% of it now because of them. But my kids are so, like, seeing my kids be proud of their dad, not because their dad's on the radio, but because their dad goes anywhere in public and everyone's happy to see me.
Yeah.
That's where it matters.
Right.
You know, I just continue to just try to do the right thing.
You know, one thing that all of us say at times, and we really preach to the team and the agents that we have here, is how many families can we help and or serve on a daily or annual basis?
I see you post on Facebook, like when you sell a house or whatever, and you do your posts about
testimonials.
Yeah, when you do your posts, like you start off by not saying your commission, not saying how much the house was. You start off by saying you were happy that you were able to get this family. Like that's how you start all your posts. You know,
I mean,
That's what matters. That's
Right.
why we're in this
Yeah.
business.
right?
Like really.
Because this is when someone buys a house, there's only what 2, maybe 3 big investments. You know, signing your life away when you get married, which I highly suggest never do. You know, buying a house, and then unfortunately, when someone passes away,
yeah,
you know,
that's very true.
So
Well, like, yeah, and it really matters. It's like a part of your life going through that whole process. I
And
know
what-
you say you bought a house in your own community.
bro, I
Like,
bought a house a street over from the house I grew up at.
Yeah.
My parents still live there. Yeah, and then like you don't want to be in public, and someone come up to you and say, "You sold me a
poop house.
a
yeah.
bad house,"
Yeah.
Right.
You know, because that's somebody's money,
Facts.
and then you're gonna get smacked with a slice of Chicho's pizza.
That's
By the way,
right.
Chicho's did not sponsor this podcast.
Yeah.
Y'all should.
We just, I mean, they got some of the best pizza.
Yeah.
Spicy
But you
sauce.
know,
It's
that
spicy-
ridiculous.
that's
It's just
just-
ridiculous.
that's
just
It's
classic.
So good.
You just don't want to get like
Forever.
I haven't tried that one.
What?
Let me
That
ask
You
was
you.
haven't tried spicy
bro.
sauce?
Oh, yeah, it's
I'm
banging,
gonna,
dog.
I'm gonna send you to the
I'm
precinct.
Mexican, but I don't eat spice.
It's
Oh,
spicy
my
enough.
Lord.
Though.
Yeah, no,
It's
it's not
spicy.
too much.
It's
all right,
enough.
all right.
Let me
I'll
ask-
check it out.
It's
I know,
perfect.
I know
It's
I'm on
like-
y'all's,
avoid it.
I know I'm on y'all's
So good.
podcast,
Let's go for it.
but I want to ask y'all a question.
That's
Okay.
great.
That's
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right.
It's
'Cause this is what I do for a
encouraged.
living. I interview
Encouraged.
people.
Yeah.
I've made a joke on the radio and on my social media that right after COVID, maybe everybody became a real estate agent.
100%.
yes.
And that's not. I'm not.
It's
being
not a joke,
I'm
it's
not
right.
being disrespectful.
Yeah.
But I'm talking like girls that went from like waitressing at a bar. Now is trying to sell me a $400,000 house. Scares me to all high heavens. How can you guys like? What's different? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like right now, there's a list of people on Facebook saying, "Call me if you want me to buy a house." What's different?
So that's the personas. A lot of people joined, and obviously they think that business is just going to fall out the sky because I'm a real estate agent. And a lot of people that you see on social media don't sell houses.
Right.
Number one. And you're absolutely right. I think we were over 10,000 agents in Hampton Roads at one point.
That's a lot.
It's a
A
lot.
lot. 50% of those people didn't sell not one house.
Yeah.
5,000 agents didn't sell not one house. And that was a little bit more than that.
Do you think because they're all pulling from the same pool?
Well, there was 17,000 transactions here
Okay.
in Hampton Roads and 1 year. So there's plenty. of
Okay, there's
business.
plenty of
Yeah.
business to be there.
But there's a huge missing element. Number one, I get licensed. You know me. You're probably not going to use me for your first biggest transaction of your life. Two is these people are not going out and actually working to go generate business. Because you got to generate the business, then you got to work the business,
Sure.
close the business, then you get paid. But when we saw all of that, we're actually kind of glad. Now, today, we have a lot less agents. They're kind of falling out. All those people are leaving because a first-time home buyer goes out and uses this agent, and they have a bad experience.
yeah.
And now we're all car salesmen,
Oh yeah.
right?
Takes one bad cop to mess all
Yep.
the cops up.
Yep.
And that's what it was doing during that time.
I think that out of all the perspectives here, because you've been doing it 22 years, you're approaching
Going on 8.
a decade. Like Julian and I both have kind of, we were those agents almost. So both of us started in that COVID era.
Yep.
And I think that
I like how you said almost.
Yeah.
Meaning like you rose above. Like you
It's
made
a
that,
fact.
you made that alive.
there's a reason behind it though, and it's one is because we're both super local. Like I graduated from Tallwood, First Colonial over here. Like he's been here since he was 3. I was born here, so that's the first thing. The second thing is both of us have built our businesses in different ways. Like he's been in the music DJ era,
Entertainment,
100%. So he does a lot of his relationship style businesses. I came from Yard House, so I was a general manager of Yard House.
Town Center.
Correct.
You get best happy hour ever.
Yeah, absolutely. I
Like, it's a
100%
food.
agree. And beer.
No, I'm just saying,
And
it's like me and my kids
the
go
beer
and
great,
spend
yeah.
$20 and get everything thing on the
that you
appetizer.
want. Absolutely.
By the way,
Yeah.
I'm going to get your podcast sponsors. Don't you worry.
There you go. I like it. So,
But yeah, go ahead. So,
but being the general manager and working through for 2 decades in the hospitality industry prepared me to be able to be a real estate agent, run my own business, have those relationships, work every single day, and generate leads.
Yeah.
So what will happen is that there's so many agents out there that started in that COVID area that didn't have a backbone of
right.
the area,
Yeah, sure.
right? Or the experience in general of running their own business that now they're doing what you're saying.
Yeah.
I'm just going to keep posting on Facebook while I sit here on the couch.
Yeah.
Now I'm making calls to all of my friends, all of my family, or maybe they don't even have that.
Right.
So
They just
that
thought they could post on Facebook.
Or-
My favorite one, and I always say it, and it's to all the new agents out there. It's, hi, I just got my real estate license. I'm with so-and-so company. If you're looking to buy or sell, call me. And you never see them again.
Yeah.
That's the best. That's the best.
If
one.
I had
Yeah,
if I had
firecrackers.
$1 for every time I saw that in the past 2 or 3 years, I could buy Pharrell's house.
Yeah.
Like,
There
I
you
mean,
go.
it was everywhere. So that's my question to you, because I know, like I said, I'm very familiar with Julian, and at one point I felt like Julian was making me tired because he had 19 jobs. I couldn't keep up.
he still has 19.
I know,
jobs.
it's insane.
Wow.
But I'm going. I just want to know, like, what is different? Like, why are you guys able to rise above and do what you've done? To me,
That's-
I mean, it's been pretty fast.
Yeah. So
Community and training.
You go
Yeah,
for it.
so
I want,
go ahead.
I want everyone to
Community.
take the
So I've been in
22 years,
Yeah,
so-
I've been in the business 22 years here locally.
Not with this company or just
No,
a business? Okay.
just in business.
Gotcha.
I've been at the company 4 years.
Okay.
Okay. The difference, if you ask me, from the agents that have excelled at Iron Valley Real Estate compared to other brokerages is our training, right? Our expertise. The owners are also active agents. We teach to the current market. A lot of other companies, their ownership, their training staff, they used to be top dogs,
Ballers.
right? They used to sell a lot of homes. The market has shifted, and if you're not training to the current market, you're not up to
You're
date.
lost.
You're
Yeah.
lost.
You could be the
1,000,000%.
greatest
It changed.
real estate agent 10 years ago.
When
Doesn't
you
matter.
started radio,
Last year.
Yeah.
right?
Yes, sir.
When you started radio
Completely
to
different.
where you are today, the reason why you've excelled is because you stayed relevant,
Yeah.
right? You
have
stayed
to.
informed, right? You shifted with the market. And that's really what is the difference. We have so many years of experience. I just finished the training right before we got in
I
here.
know, and it wasn't boring. Like when I walked through, it was all different types of people, and they all seemed engaged. Nobody looked like they were on the phone. And again, I'm new to all this. I walk in, I'm like, this doesn't seem like these people were forced here by drinking liquid. Like,
Nope.
they all really want, you know what I mean?
They,
Like,
they know
We
the
were
training
just talking about
cycles.
listings,
Yeah.
like and how
So-
to work your
all
listings
right, let
and
me
take
ask you
care
this
of the
real quick.
clients.
Can I ask one more? Go ahead. I'm so
No,
sorry.
yeah,
Go
go
ahead.
ahead. You work.
And another, just to finish my
Okay, yeah.
thought was, before I came here, I've been in the business for 22 years. The information wasn't shared from top producing agents. A top dog, whatever he was doing, and he wasn't really
Keeping it to
sharing.
himself.
Yep, he wasn't
not
sharing
accessible.
Sure.
or not accessible because he's just too busy.
Yeah.
I'll give them the benefit of the doubt, being saying that they're just too busy, right? Here, LJ does tons of business. Julian does tons of business. Edgar tons of business. But whatever Edgar's doing, whatever LJ's doing, whatever Julian is doing, if they're having a high success rate, yo, Edwin, this is what I'm doing. You should try this.
So
No,
everybody can eat.
because
100%.
they're his client. The reality is that Julian's clients are not my fucking clients. LJ's clients are not my clients. Edgar's clients are not my clients. And if they happen to steal what my pool is because I didn't do my job.
Sure.
Not because they didn't do anything wrong. So it's just the perspective and how we kind of have trained
Yeah.
our company. I would say the difference, in my
So
opinion.
let me ask you this: for 22 years,
Yep.
someone you meet somebody, say cold call, right? You're at Target in Townsville. Someone comes up to you and goes, "Hey, I've seen you on the podcast, which is incredible, and you have a great, nice bald head." If within 5 minutes of you talking to them, if you don't feel like the vibe is there, with like maybe you just don't connect on some level, are you cool with going? You know what? I gotta, even though you're an agent, Be like, you know what? I got a really good agent that makes way more sense.
The answer is yes.
1,000%.
Trillion.
Because
Oh,
there's
yeah.
other companies
So-
that would say, absolutely not. I don't care if we don't mesh it
Yeah,
all.
well,
No,
that's
that's-
because they don't really understand how to do real estate at a high level.
Sure.
That's because
Right.
they're not taking care of the client. Like, let's be honest.
That's what I'm saying. It's a
like,
client
that's what
thing.
it's about.
It's not, put your ego to the side.
Yeah, no,
That's
well,
100%.
and that's the point. You don't understand real estate.
Yeah.
Real estate isn't selling a house. Real estate is filling a need. Real estate is being a resource for people in a time of need. They need housing. You're an expert. I have people to help you. I may not be that person to help you. I have a 22-year-old daughter. She's going to connect with people on a different level
Absolutely.
than I am 46-year-old man.
Sure.
So you have to kind of align yourself and have different personalities to assist the masses.
So one thing, like with here, all of us, and even Mike and Eric, who's and Jama, who are other owners, they have people like showing agents to other people or develop a team, right?
Yep.
And they've all. One thing I've noticed is that everybody that I just mentioned has helped somebody create a career,
Right.
like more than once.
Sure.
Especially these three guys in this room, and definitely Mike. I'm talking about their individual solo agents now killing it, but they started with the mentorship or just listening to them, and now they're doing their own damn thing, and they're probably starting their own team as well. Before I came here, I didn't see that. Mind you, I was with you at Intercom, now Odyssey, for a minute. Yeah. I was working on this for a minute getting over here. But one thing that I can say, circling back to your COVID question, kind of like you, we already have the know, like, and trust factor in the community with a lot of people. When you meet them, that's like one up. Some people try to say, so how are you doing this and getting there? I'm like, I'm doing what I would do already with any other business, but I use my DJ algorithm a lot. Yeah. When I do a wedding or I do an event, they trust us for that memory. That's what I always, and buying a house is another important memory. So if I can utilize everything I've learned in that world and put it to here, I'm going to win. Yeah. Because I win if the client wins. If the client wins, I win by default. That's what I say all the time. Right. But I have to put the client first. But with the agents, with the training, with the culture, with the diversity that you saw here, and understanding that we're not the used car salesman, not coming with these suit and ties and trying to sell you anything. Fuck selling anything, bro. Right. We're not selling you shit. We're providing you that service with the value. Because you know what?
A damn house.
Nah, we're giving you the education.
I always say I'm not gonna live there unless my wife throws me out and I'm sleeping on your couch. Like these are your decisions.
All I say is that we're providing you the education to make a very valid choice for your family's future.
Facts.
Well,
That's
also,
literally it.
Well, also to that point, how many, I guess, I don't know if you mentored any DJs or anything.
Oh, yeah.
Tons.
Yeah.
How many people actually put all your education into practice?
Yeah,
A lot of them don't.
1%.
I would say
The
less than
1%.
1%.
Yeah.
Right. It's the same thing in our
But
industry.
to me, getting back to that same question, when, just like you said, if they win and you win, everyone wins. You know what I mean? Like it said,
It is.
1,000,000%.
That's a fact.
I'll give anybody, I've never held back. I mean, I've had more interns. There's a kid named Shane right now that works for Channel 13 who was an intern at the radio station. Nobody put him on the radio. He just sat in a room. He's a young African-American kid, goes to Hampton, going to school to be a lawyer. I brought him on my show, had him on every day. He like blew up. Now he's got a job at Channel 13. He does sports there. And he texted me the other day and said, you gave me my first shot. I'm like, if it didn't work out at Channel 13, I was only doing the right thing. You were a great, funny kid. And if I'm not trying to help the next one up, then what am I doing? You know?
Yeah.
So I would say less than 1% actually take it.
Yeah.
It's the same with us.
That's the same with us.
Yeah. I mean, we can give them literally the whole playbook, and they don't even read it.
Yeah.
So, but it's still
And they still ask us the question, and it's like, we just trained about that today.
It's on page 1, first line.
right. So
Yeah,
I mean,
it's a culture thing, right? The feeling that you got when you walked across the room where it's diverse. You have, when I say diverse, I mean in every aspect of the word. One thing that everyone has in common is that we all want to do better, and we all want to service our clients at a high level.
We just care.
That's it. We just care.
Yeah,
I
we wanna see
mean,
people
as
care.
simple as it can be. It's not really about only me, but it's about the team. It's about, hey, the transaction, you being happy.
Yeah.
In the company, you as an agent, you as a team lead, you as whatever, right? Providing a service, educating clients, and just being a solid person.
Yeah.
You know, like, be a solid person. If you say you're going to do something, fucking do it.
one thing too is that the relatability that we have here is bar none. And I said it to you before we walked in here, like I'll go to an appointment looking like this, reading the room, obviously, knowing who my client is. If there's somebody that's going to be dressing in a hoodie or something like that, I don't want to be all like Rolexed out in a tie and suit. It makes no sense. Who am I trying to prove? I want to be in some dunks and some joggers and relate, because somebody will give you the information you need to help them more if you can relate with them. And to be fair, that's in any industry.
Yeah,
And
I tell people all the time, sometimes I vote by someone I feel like I can have dinner with.
Facts.
If I can't sit down and have dinner with you because you were born really rich and you know what I mean? Like, I don't care. Like, I don't have nothing in common with you. Like, if I don't have nothing in common with you, it's really hard to do any business with you.
Yeah.
You know, I can be kind and I can play the game, but I'm watching my watch to see when I get the hell out.
Facts.
You know?
I mean, you did something very awesome. You've done a lot of things awesome, but one of the things that I loved, two things that I loved that you did. You dabbled in entrepreneurship, but you dabbled it in two different ways.
Yeah.
By throwing your own concert.
Yeah.
And owning the place that gave you one of your first shots to DJ, Hey Go Skating Ring,
yeah.
right? Yeah. So what pushed you to do those two avenues during your career? And that was during the 2000 teens,
Yeah,
right?
so Shagfest was something I came up with in 2010. I was over concerts being one genre.
Mm-hmm.
And now I know we have something in order here, but you have to understand, I was 10 years before something would ever even happen.
And you know what? Now thinking about it, I remember you with your son.
Yeah, I had both my kids. My youngest son likes to be on stage. My oldest son stays in the corner.
I remember
my little
you
guy.
on stage.
Yeah, my
with
little
your
one
son.
thinks
he was. I think he grabbed the microphone.
he
that
did
one.
and started rapping clips, grinding.
Yeah.
Yes,
he did.
Yes.
He doesn't say the N-word. He knows. He can rap
remember
everything, but you
that.
say the
Yes.
N-word and you're in trouble. But,
Okay, sorry.
But yeah, he rapped the whole clips song. But yeah, so Shaq, I just got tired. I listened to Pantera. I listened to Christian music. I listened to Mobb Deep. I listened to R&B. I listened to Johnny Gill. I listened to so much music. And I'm going, why am I going to a concert? And it's the same concert.
Yeah.
The guy who opens is the guy who finishes. It's the same thing. And there was so much good music that was here locally that I'm like, why don't people know about this? So I created it because I just wanted artists to genuinely have a shot to perform in front of people they never performed in front of. It was success for 10 years. We took a break just because national artists are asking for so much money. And that's the reason why concerts are having trouble booking now because it's expensive. The skater rink, that's my retirement plan.
Yeah.
You know, because I bought the land.
Yeah.
And I grew up there. My mom has been there. It was my first job. I had no plans on owning the skater rink, but in radio.
Is that the one off Indian River?
No.
It's the one
Haygood?
off
What is
of
it?
Independence.
Yeah, like 5 minutes on the
Yeah,
road.
Haygood Skating Store. It's right behind Harris Theater and all
Yeah,
that.
I've been
Across
there.
from Cinema
got you.
Cafe.
Yep.
Yeah, it's
when
been
Sign War started.
52. It'll be 52 years this August.
Yeah.
But in radio,
Yep.
tomorrow, you know, they can say, hey, we're flipping formats.
Yep.
It happens often. Now, you can all say on this podcast, oh, no, Shaq, you're fine.
Never
Trust
know.
me when I
You
tell
never
you,
know.
you're always replaceable. You're just a number.
Yeah.
Now, granted, I like to think I've built a brand that I'm more than just a radio host. I actually bring income. Like,
Yeah.
I bring money to that radio station. But I needed a backup plan.
Always.
And I'm like, I don't want to be 50 hosting at nightclubs. And I don't want to restart a career at 50 or 60, whatever it is.
Yeah.
So like, what can I do now that if something goes left, I'm good. And so when I bought the rink and the land, that was my way of going, well, if skating goes left, meaning no one wants to go roller skating no more, I'll just sell the land and move to Turks and Caicos
Right.
and build a tree and say that's the Hague Skating Center tree. But yeah, so that's why. I just wanted a plan. I needed reassurance that if the radio station just said, you know what, Shaggy, it's been cool, but the ratings are down and we don't want to pay you.
Yeah.
I didn't want to, no disrespect, call Dan Bannister and say, hey, can I start selling cars now? Nothing against car salesmen
Just-
at all.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
just
it's
did-
just
But you got to feed your
that's the top.
family.
Yeah,
so.
yeah,
Can we get a silent party at your skating ring?
of course.
That would be
That's
dope.
Like,
Yeah.
Bro.
we've done them.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we've definitely
Yeah.
done them. So yeah, sure. And
Hell
I
yeah.
think we know a DJ that can
I
probably
gotta
do
go
it.
to the to the site.
Edwin?
Yeah, we're down. We should actually do a Your Peak Life podcast there.
We can do
In the
it.
middle of the floor.
And
That'd
the
be
good
dope.
news is that we know the owner, so that's very helpful.
Yeah.
And the dope thing is, we also know the GM, which is your mom.
My mom,
which is
actually
dope.
runs-
really?
My
Yeah.
mom runs
That's
the place.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
dope.
awesome.
Buddy, I'm never there.
Yeah.
I walk in and people are like, did you pay to come in? Like that.
Yeah. Where's your ticket?
Yeah,
Let's
like,
go to
someone just wrote me on my way here. They're like, hey, just want to let you know we found some ceiling tiles that need to be replaced. I don't even know the number who texted me. I don't even know who it is. And that's not me flexing.
Some sort of inspector,
My
probably.
mom does
She,
everything.
yeah, she runs the show.
But yeah, man. So
Oh,
that's
that's cool.
and like I said, I think everyone here, we live in a world now where you can't really just have one income.
Right.
You know, unless you're really, really living below your means, which is great,
Mm-hmm.
or you just are, you know, I got 2 kids and I'm divorced, and I have, I would say a nice house. You know,
Yeah.
I'm not living in a gated community.
You renovated the hell out of that house. By
I
the way.
did.
It looks dope.
But like one salary is not going to satisfy what I want to do with my life, with
Right.
my kids and all that. So
So what is your peak life, since we're on that podcast?
So for 20, and it's funny when you said out front, I work so hard and I do so much for so many other people that I'll never stop that. But in 2025, my peak life, if I had to I need to take care of myself.
Yeah.
Wow, that's good.
Like
That's
I
good.
need to
That's good.
not take care of myself as in like I'm sick, or like, but my mental state, like I am so good. But I went through a divorce and was on the radio going through a really hard time and no one knew.
Yeah.
Because I would go 5 days a week and turn it off.
Just compartmentalize
Correct.
it. Yeah.
Well, most people, if they go through a divorce, they can go to their cubicle and sit there for an hour and cry. You know what I mean? Like they can go through it. Then I'm in public and people come up to me going, hey, can I get a photo? And I'm doing you know what I mean? Like I never was able to like
Turn it off.
Mm-hmm. And now that me and my ex are good, we're co-parenting great, like all that's behind me, 2025, I'm going, this is my year to really look in the mirror and say, what is making you happy at this moment? And if it's riding around in my golf cart, listening to music, if it's taking my kids on a trip, but I'm going to continue doing stuff in the community, but I can say no. Does that make any sense?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Like I don't have to say
Yep.
yes to everything anymore.
Yeah.
I think one of the biggest life changes that I had was a couple years ago when I figured out that you have to be selfish to be
Yes.
selfless.
Yes.
Right?
Agreed.
So like you have to fill up your own bucket in order to be able to pour into others. And if your bucket is running dry, you don't have the ability to do so. And us as top producers, as personalities, it's very difficult when you're getting so much pulled from you
It's
that you
nonstop.
have to focus on yourself.
And I don't want to let no one down.
100%.
You know what I mean? So, and then again, I know this is not a name drop, but a couple months ago, in October when Fred was in town, and he came to the radio station, and we had like a one-on-one talk, just me and him, no radio stuff. And he said something to me that was the most game-changing thing and it could have came from you, Julian, if you would have said it. Privacy isn't secrecy. He's like, start being more private. You're not keeping secrets, but it's better for your mental state. And that privacy isn't secrecy just changed everything. Like, I don't have to be so available.
Right.
I don't have to always be there. I don't have to always say yes. Not because I'm going to change, not because I'm better than anybody else, but I'm tired.
Yeah.
And I just need just a minute.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
just a simple bike ride with the kids.
That's
when I'm
it. I just need a minute.
like I
And-
come home and it's like, hey, let's go on a bike ride. After working all day, and I'm like, damn.
But like today, I'm gonna get my kids, and we're gonna go to Catholic high school for a basketball tournament. That's my peak life
Should
today.
be awesome.
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
I'm so excited to sit at Catholic, watch a bunch of basketball with my kids there, and not feel like I have to change the world, like in an hour.
Yeah.
I feel like I saw you. So just to kind of bring gears down a little bit, while you were going through that hard time, that's never an easy time. And I could be wrong on this one because this is just perception, just seeing your posts on social. I saw the first time that you were going back out, it was at like Duck Dive when Petey Pablo was out there.
Yeah.
Right. And I felt like, all right, I can kind of see Shag getting out of or leaving behind all the BS that's been going on.
Yeah.
And was that around that right time?
It was.
You starting to come back out?
So Petey Pablo is one of my closest friends, and he'll smack the shit out of you too. Like, he's great. He came to town and we went out, and I don't really want to go out. Like I don't want to go out and meet a girl at some bar. But it was like a light switch. Anyone that's watching or listening, if you ever go through a divorce, it's super unfortunate, but you go from this one, it's literally a light switch. Everything that you're mad about, just changes one day. And it was either Thursday or Friday night. He comes to town. It was pouring down rain. We went to Norfolk to some arcade place, some game.
That's right next door. Pixels?
Yeah. So we were playing or whatever. And then he was like, we went to Duck Dive, and I just was like, you know what? Like, this is my life now. Not Duck Dive, but I'm like, I'm single, and I'm gonna have fun and enjoy life, and but if you would have told me I was married, I was with someone for 17 years,
Wow.
and just like that, it changed.
Right.
And again, there's no shot. Like, I'm not being disrespectful at all, but it was literally your whole body. And it was the same day that Shag Fest went on sale with Met the Man and Red Man.
Yeah.
So the day my life changed, my concert went on sale. And then 2 weeks after that was my concert. Why my ex and I were separating, nobody knows. And then unfortunately, they let the morning show host go.
Right.
They gave me the job. So within a matter of 30 days,
It's a lot.
my 17-year marriage, the host of a morning show, and my concert was all happening. And nobody knew.
Wow.
Nobody knew.
How do you keep your head above water in that time?
My kids,
Okay.
yeah, they need me.
Yeah.
Focusing on what's really
That's
important.
it. I can't change anything else. But I had my kids 7 days a week. They were finishing school. And I was like, well, if something happens to me, if I have a heart attack or if something happens to me, what's going to happen to them?
Yeah.
So I woke up every day and just was like, well, and then now I look back on all of that going, yeah, I'm going to take care of myself this year. I've done it. I'm past it.
Damn right.
Yeah. So,
It's always in retrospect when you start thinking about like, damn, I was messed up during that time.
bro, messed up. Man. I mean, I go back and look at some of my stuff that I was doing going, I mean, I was on stage at a concert with, I don't know, 8,000-9,000 people hosting a concert in the back of my head going, this is the first time I've done a concert without my wife here. And nobody knew.
Yeah.
Nobody knew. And I'm going, this is crazy, you know? So
But you did it.
I did.
And now it's in the rearview mirror.
I did, and I'll never get married again. Don't lie. Never get married again.
But now you have, I mean, I saw your post the other day.
I think we all said that. I'm just talking
Yeah,
about
no,
divorcees
like-
in the room.
You know what?
Oh.
Here's the funny part, Julie. Before, I'm like, I know it's gonna sound super corny because we're all dudes. I love, like, marriage. I love, like, you know what I mean? Like, I love that bond. Like, I never wanted to be divorced. Like, I fought for my marriage. I literally fought for it. But I look back on it now, going, like, am I better now for myself because I was living so long to try to make everybody else happy?
Yeah.
But then it's like when someone goes to me and goes, oh, you're jaded. I'm like, no, I'm not jaded. I believe in marriage. If someone came to me right now and said, hey, I'm getting married, I'd be like, dude, it's awesome. Like, there's so many great things about marriage. But I look back on my personal situation going, I really lost myself and was living to make everyone else happy.
I mean, because in marriage, it's your job as the husband and or wife to put your partner first because you care about
Dude,
them.
first ain't the
right?
word.
But now it's
Pedestal.
It's 2025.
And I'm putting myself
And
first,
you're first.
And they can all kiss my ass.
Right.
And any girl watching this, if you slide in my DM, just know I'm my kids and me. We first.
Facts.
Yeah.
But now, 2025, bro, what's the goal? This year, you're going to be selfish in a good way, positive way,
Yeah.
because you want to take care of yourself, right? You're one of the top morning shows in the area. Shout out to you and Natalia, kicking ass, keeping it rocking and rolling. Love that. What's next? Like, what do you have on the agenda to continue your chapter 2, Peak Life?
Sure. So there's 3 things I want to do. One is we're definitely going to more likely, hopefully, bring Shaq Fest back.
Damn right.
2,
Nice.
I want to start my own. It's going to sound really weird, but I want to start my own Shaggy Awards.
Okay.
Kind of like what the
Awards
Best of the
ceremony?
Beach. Remember the Best
Yeah.
of the Beach,
Yeah.
the pilot? My own Shaggy local awards where there's no money involved, but you can vote for like best real estate agency, best restaurant,
that's-
whatever.
Yeah.
We have
And
a
then-
get together.
Yeah,
and
get
hand 'em
together and
out,
have
dinner.
dinner, have some
Hell
cocktails.
yeah.
I'm
But,
down for that.
Yeah, so like
Absolutely.
the Shaggy Best Stuff.
So
type
best
stuff.
podcast,
Yeah,
obviously,
best
yeah.
podcast. Yeah, because it's the first
Local.
one I've done. And,
That's
so that, and then
number 3.
Number 3 would be I want to just travel.
Good.
Like I haven't been nowhere. I haven't had 24 hours without my kids ever.
Yeah.
They're 15 and 12 now because I feel like dad guilt, and so like I haven't been away on a weekend with a girl or myself ever, other than my ex-wife. So it's like this year I'm like I need to. I want to get on an Amtrak train and go to DC.
Yeah.
If I go by myself,
Just go.
and go for 24 hours and not feel.
Well, let's
bad.
not do DC. Let's do somewhere else.
Yeah, I'm going south. If I go anywhere, so yeah, so I just want to. And when people say travel more, it's like corny because it's like, what does that really mean? But for me, it's like I have not had 24 hours to myself without my kids.
I mean, because the only traveling, and correct me if I'm wrong here, I mean, you guys still do the sandal trips, right? When
they don't do it for me no more.
Okay, well, the last time you went out
Because
of
I told you,
What?
Here's why. So the radio station, we get these free trips, right,
Yeah.
for sandals and beaches, right?
We've both been on them, by the way, which is it's dope. You've been on a few. I've been on one.
But here's the
Yeah.
thing. This is what's crazy. Okay, so sandals is the resort where you bring your significant other.
Yeah.
Beaches for the kids. I told them, free trip. I'm not going anymore unless it's just beaches, because I don't want to go without my kids.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they were like, well, we like doing the sandals. I'm like, well, give it to someone else. That's how mentally crazy I am. If I can't take my children,
Yeah.
I don't want to go. I don't want to go because I don't want to be at a dope resort and mentally go, man, I wish my kids saw this.
Yeah.
But this year I have to like break that.
You got to.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one thing I just don't agree with you. Like I'm anti kids right now.
Yeah.
Like I got grandkids, bro. I'm all about me right
No,
now.
I'm with it.
You know what I'm saying? I feel I'm at kind of the same point. For
I got small
25, like I really want it to be about me. I've been giving and just pouring into everyone for so long. I just want to be a little selfish this year. You know what I mean? Focus on what actually makes me happy And helping people does make me happy. Don't get me wrong, but it's also draining.
Yeah.
When everyone else's problems is first.
Yeah.
Everyone else's situations
That's how I've been
is
feeling
first.
for the past decade.
Yeah. So
when you throw yourself in there, that's what it becomes.
I can 100% relate with you.
Yeah, someone walked up to me right now, literally, if I was on a dating app, which I'm not, and someone said, "What are the 3 things that make you? What are the 3 things you're into?" I would literally say, "Hanging with my kids."
Playing video games with my kids.
I don't know. Like I don't go to the bars. I don't go. I don't hunt. I don't.
We got to get you at pickleball.
Yeah, I mean, like,
We got to get you out there at pickleball, Shaggy.
Yeah.
We do the Shaggy
but
pickleball
that's my thing with
tournament.
There you
2025. I
go.
got to figure out like what.
Yeah.
You know.
Indoor at the skating rink.
Yeah.
Pickleball. I'm trying to tell you.
He's
it's
an
super
advocate,
fun.
by the way. That's
My man Tone runs the pickleball. Around
Yeah?
here. Tone, yeah, is
At the VB.
yeah, he does this. He does a Great Neck one. He does the Tidewater place, but his name's Tone. He's like the best pickleball guy in the area.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Challenge.
yeah, I
No,
love
no, he's
it.
dope. Look him
Yeah,
up, like-
I suck. I just love playing.
Yeah.
I ain't to
I'd
that
say
like
it was
level,
good.
but I love
We
playing.
were gonna do a pickleball glow in the dark tournament at the skater rink.
Let's do it.
We had the nets, we had the tape, and all that stuff. And then I can't remember. I think I went out of town. I took my kids to a Travis Scott concert, so I had to cancel it. But I'll do
Gotcha.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, we need to do that. I'm down.
You
Yeah,
got
we
a
got
bunch
a
of
group of like 20 people at least.
At least,
minimum.
yeah, easy. I'm in 3 different pickleball chats, so like I'm.
But you said you suck.
Yeah.
But he likes to play,
Compared to like, I'm sure your homie, I suck. But compared to the regular person, I'm a savage.
You have
It's
your
just
own-
levous to this.
You have your own.
Yeah,
Yes.
several paddles.
Jesus Lord.
He had everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sneakers,
shoes,
the
all kinds
headband.
of
You have your
Yeah.
own shoes.
Yeah.
It's a
trying to get
serious
branded.
thing.
Like when Will Ferrell makes the movie, he will be in it.
Facts. Yes.
Absolutely.
Doesn't Tom Brady have a team?
I don't know. But
Yeah,
I
I
wouldn't
think
be
Tom Brady
surprised.
owns a team
Yeah.
down
Look
in
at
LA.
that. Look at that.
That's smart.
It's a serious thing, bro.
It is.
Julian, what
It
is
sir.
yours?
Which one?
What's your thing for 2025?
Well, my word, I'm actually borrowing Mark Little's. I just made the post for here. I'm going to be focused more this year.
Yeah.
Last year, 2023, I wanted to be more selfish because I needed to prove that I deserve to be in this industry now. Because like you were saying earlier, the COVID thing, I didn't want to make this as a fluke. 24 was growth. 25 is focus because now the growth is here. So I need to focus on the continuous growing and pouring into what we have built thus far. So that is my main thing. But on top of that, the focus is focusing more on family, right? I'm getting older. I'm 41
You
now.
have 35 kids, right?
Nah, 5.
Yes.
Take the 3 away. But yeah, close enough. So
Lot.
20. Julian will be 20. Fuck. Julian will be
say, yeah.
21 on January 15th, which is crazy. And then Jadel's 19, Johnny's 16, Mia's 8, and then Miles is 3. So I'll be kid free at 60 years old. That's what it looks like,
You really didn't plan this out properly.
bro.
Did
tell me-
not.
It's a big gap.
Well, I met Myra, and then I already had the 3 kids. God bless Myra and her soul. She was like, I was like, I'm good. I have my kids. She's like, well, I want 2. I want a boy and a girl. It's not my fault you had kids before you met me. I'm like, well, all right. Thank you, God, for giving me the girl and the boy. So I'm done. But I have an amazing kids. But being there, being present this past year, we traveled probably 7-8 weeks out of the year, and it was one of my best years I ever had in my life. So knowing that I can do that because I have a good squad around me and I have good energy around me gives me more of the confidence that I can focus and double down on what I know works and just make it make sense. That's really my main thing, focusing this year on what makes me happy and what can help other people.
Isn't it crazy that we're all from different parts of our life, but all of us say it's literally we want to take care of ourselves and self-it. Like it's all
Yeah.
like because we all do the same thing, which is just work our ass off and do for people.
Facts.
Yep.
Well, you have to. I mean, I have a 5-month-old at home. Like actually today. See the second?
He's crazy because he opened a brokerage
So-
while his wife was pregnant.
Yeah, it was great.
It was, yeah.
So smart. You
And I
only have one?
no, I have 2. I have a 6-year-old and a 5-month-old.
Y'all really don't plan this out right.
I do.
It starts getting easier the older they get.
Yeah,
man.
but it's the best part of my day, man.
I agree.
Like,
Listen,
and you obviously know
Yeah.
that. You've talked about your kids, a lot, and it's just like
He's not
you
done yet.
My
That's crazy.
world. Well, she's done, so it sounds like I'm done. Well, maybe we'll see. I think we've been talking about the word for the year, and I actually hadn't come up with one, but I think that mine's just going to be forward.
Mm-hmm.
So just keep moving forward with everything that I'm doing. So, I mean, we've got the brokerage, we've got other ancillaries in the pipeline. We've just got the kids and the time and the travel and just the teaching and the coaching and there's just so many things going on. And I think just keep going forward. And a lot of that is even me still taking that time in the mornings to myself. So, like, I
time you wake
spend 4:30. Yeah, so but for an hour and a half, like it's just me, unless one of the kids wakes up, obviously, and the dog, and the house. So that is me pouring into my bucket. So that for the other 13 hours that I'm awake, I'm pouring into theirs.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's where my head's at.
I had something else
Forward.
too that I know you've gone through and you might be currently going through. So my other thing entering 24 was divesting to invest. So I had, like you joke, I had mad jobs, mad businesses, right? I sold out on a lot of those on purpose because I knew my main focus now entering 25, well, 24 was transition year, but 25, entertainment world, real estate. That's it. I don't need my co-ninjas. I don't need a piece of restaurant. I don't need smoothies. I don't need any of that other stuff. So divesting.
You can't be great at 15.
No. You can't, right? And I took wins in a majority of all
I'm
of
not saying
them.
you didn't, but trust me when I tell you.
I'm spread way too thin. And you had the ice cream shop.
Something's
You had
gonna
Hey
give,
Good.
something gives.
Right. So divesting to invest was one of my main things. And it was a main part of my focus at 24, but it worked.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So now that I know I'm only in these two, now mind you, there's different verticals in real estate, there's different verticals in entertainment, but I'm only focusing on those two industries because I know those are the best. I don't need to be in anything else that doesn't really feed my bottom line. And it's not the money, it's me. Like, it's not feeding
At
me.
one point, I owned a bar, the skater rink, and 7 yogurt shops.
Yep.
Plus radio.
Correct.
I hated everything
Yeah.
because it sounds good on paper and it sounds like, oh, you're really killing the game, but you can't be at 9 places.
No.
Yeah.
And you can't be a father and you can't be a husband. You can't be good. You just can't. It's not our DNA to be good at 9 things.
Right.
And once I got rid of all the yogurt shops and I sold the bar and I just focused on the radio station and then the skater rink and then my kids, it's just life's so much easier.
Even in real estate alone, like we have the option to flip houses, get rentals, buy and hold, and all these different things. Some of those things are not enjoyable.
No.
At all.
No.
Yeah.
No, I get it.
Flipping
At
houses
all.
and you're managing
At
all
all.
these properties,
Bruh.
trying to get it's a fucking
At
thing.
all.
Yeah.
He says.
No, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
But anyways, so everybody here has small kids, and yours are, I would say, younger.
Yeah.
The ports are opening up this year, I think, in Norfolk. That'd be a nice little weekend getaway. And you could actually take your kids, and they got a little teen center.
Yeah, I'm thinking about just so I took my kids to Vegas, by the way. I highly
dope.
suggest it.
Really?
Dude,
Also,
Fear.
there's so much
They're
to do
closing-
in
they're closing
Vegas. It's
Circus
ridiculous.
yeah, so I took my kids because my kids were really into UFC.
Okay.
So I took my oldest son, got straight A's, and he was going to high school, and they go to private school. And my oldest son is really smart, but it doesn't try. Like, it's weird. Like, it actually aggravates me. And so he got straight A's, and I felt as a dad that with everything he went through, going through his teenage and puberty and his mom and dad, and for this kid to still get straight A's at a private school, advanced classes, like, he started his freshman year at Catholic, and he's already doing like junior class. Like, he's really, really, so with him being so much in UNC, I bought tickets to go see, it was supposed to be Conor McGregor, and then he backed out.
Yeah.
It was Alex Pereira, which was just as a way better
He's
fight.
good, yeah.
But that week in Vegas, they do a UFC fight week where you can pay money to meet a bunch of these fighters. So I paid, it was $1,000 a piece, but they met everybody. They got to go in the ring. They got to
I
wear
didn't
the
know
belt.
that. Yeah, that's
It's incredible.
That's
It's-
dope.
That's
dude,
a
it's
good
incredible.
price
So
Yeah.
for that.
it's $1,000 and it's 2 days. So it's $1,000 for both, not a day. You know what I mean? So it's $500 a day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I took them to Vegas, but every day I had something planned. Like, we went to the Sphere.
Yeah, that great. that
Yeah,
place
we
is
went
great.
to the Michael Jackson thing. We went to Blue Man Group. And everybody before I went on the radio, they're like, I can't believe you're taking kids to Vegas. And when I came back, I said, I've been to Vegas 10 times. 9 out of 10 was either with my ex-wife or like buddies.
Yeah.
The first time I took my kids, I had 10 times more fun.
Yeah,
10 times more fun with my kids.
absolutely.
Yeah,
They
so-
just see things with a different pair of eyes.
Dude, and you
like,
can
in
plan.
general.
There's so much to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
I
there's so
agree.
much to do with your
Yep.
family. And we were in our hotel every night by 9:30, 10, so we didn't see any of the weird stuff.
Yeah, right.
You
That's a
know,
good point.
Yeah.
Now, I took it to Fremont Street because they did want to see weird stuff. And we definitely saw it.
Yeah, that's the play.
And then my youngest son, who's 12, was like, Dad, I don't feel safe. I'm like, no, let's get the hell out of here. Like,
Let's go.
but yeah, so
The Sphere is a must.
Dude,
Like,
we
I
went
got
to-
to see it this year, and I was like, wow.
I think the outside of it's better than the inside.
Oh, yeah,
Just
it
seeing
was-
like the cool things on the outside.
Yeah.
It's unimaginable until you're there in person. Like,
Yeah.
you can't fathom how big this thing is and what it's doing as far as a light show.
Yeah, I want to see a concert there.
Hell yeah.
I saw the YouTube.
Yeah, see, that would, to me, I think seeing a concert would be incredible.
Yeah. I think now, I forgot what band is playing now, and I think,
Well, Dead Company was playing for a while, which is that John Mayer, Grateful Dead.
yeah,
thing.
somebody
I think
else is
Eagles
now.
was.
Eagles
Yep.
is the one that
Yeah.
I last saw.
But
Well,
yeah, I highly say, if you're watching or any of you guys, I'm telling you, man, don't overstep Vegas with your kids. It's so much fun.
no, I'm from the West, so that's like our backyard. So
Yeah.
I've been there
Yeah, dude, it's
all my
incredible.
life.
It's
I
just hot
enjoy
as
it.
shit.
Right.
Yeah, August. Those
Bro,
summer,
we went.
forget it.
It was July, and And I was cussing everybody out.
103
So I walked
at night.
outside. I'm like, I hate all of you. Like, and people walking around with hoodies on, and I'm like, what the fuck's wrong with you? Like, it's 2,000 degrees.
On the ending note,
Yep.
if you have to sum up, it's 2026. The year's passed.
Yeah.
If you want to sum up your year and ending the show on this one, how did you reach your peak life with the goals you're setting right now?
I know it's not a Christian podcast, but I can't do it myself.
Okay.
Like, I can tell myself every day, but if I don't have my relationship, and if I'm not focused on thanking my blessings and waking up every morning and saying it's bigger than me, man.
Right.
You know, this whole thing is bigger than me. Then it's worthless.
You can't beat that.
Yeah.
Mic drop right there.
Mic drop,
Literally.
man.
Yeah. And your God can be any God. I know who my God is, but if your God's Kanye West or Chicho Slice of Pizza, then it's fine. You know?
We go to Chicho's because
Potter, give these guys some money for the
I'm gonna try the
podcast.
spicy.
Come on, Matt. Jesus. All right, Shaq, thank you for coming on
Thank
today,
you guys
bro.
for the invite.
Seriously, appreciate
Yes, sir.
it.
Thank you.
Your special guest, Shaggy, Edwin, Edgar, LJ, Julian, your Peak Life podcast. See you later. Appreciate it.
Take
Tuning
it
in.
easy.
Thanks.
Later.